Join us and help us continue to support the many talented people of our community. Learn how to get your business highlighted on La Crosse Local. Go to lacrosselocal.com and click on Advertise. Get outside in Pepin County. Pack up the family and visit the childhood home of Laura Ingalls Wilder. Sail on Lake Pepin, bike the Chippewa River State Trail, hike up Maiden Rock, and throw a line in a trout stream. Sign up to win a vacation at visitpepincounty.com. The 1925 American silent horror film The Phantom of the Opera is coming to La Crosse on Halloween night. Featuring the mighty Moeller organ, enjoy the silent film with the accompaniment it deserves at the Capella Performing Arts Center. Get tickets online at capellaperformingartscenter.com. Winona has got a story to tell you. October 14th and 15th is the first ever Sandbar Storytelling Festival. Hear compelling stories about the human experience and cultural traditions by award-winning and nationally known storytellers. Learn more and get your tickets online at sandbarstorytellingfestival.org. On this episode, we talk with Charlie Berens and Adam Greuel of Berens and Greuel. This viral comedian is pushing out podcasts, videos, best-selling books, and of course, Charlie is host of the Manitowoc Minute, while Adam Greuel of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades fame gives us an update on how the duo met, comedy, and what they're working on. If you have tickets, you can check out Charlie Berens at his sold-out Crosse Center Show this weekend. We hear Adam will even be making an appearance. You can find more conversations, food reviews, live music, and events on our website, lacrosselocal.com. I'm Amy.
And I'm Brent.
And this is La Crosse Local.
Where everyone's your neighbor, beer, cheese, and fish fried. And you don't just say you're leaving, you say goodbye 15 times.
Okay, bye-bye now. See you guys later. Hey, keep her moving.
So roll out the barrel and strike up the band. Heaven's praise Lombardi, the pack is back again. And on Wisconsin, the Badgers, they say it's the old Wisconsin Jubilee.
Okay, hit that squeeze box. Oh yeah, this hot. That is so hot I need a bubbler. I'm parched. Grapes all bright.
So 2 shows at La Crosse Center this Saturday. I just got word that there's a few straggling tickets out there, but it's pretty much sold out for those 2 shows. So Charlie, are you all rested up from your trip back from London? You know, are you ready to rock or what?
Yeah, I'm still a little jet lagged if I'm going to be honest with you, but I got a couple more days to get back into. I obviously, for those of you just listening, I was late to this interview, so obviously my brain isn't working at all. But it will be come the weekend for sure, and we're so excited about this show. It's been on the calendar for a while. We've been looking forward to it, and we even have a new song we're going to be debuting there. So that's going to be pretty cool.
I've always been a follower of the Manitowoc Minute, but you have such a vast mix of characters. You have like multiple podcasts, you do videos. Just checked your website and realized you're a best-selling author, again, host of Manitowoc Minute. It just goes on and on. What are people walking into for a live show like this? Like, what could people expect?
Well, there'll be stand-up for sure. It's obviously the basis of it, stand-up, but we mix it up a little in these shows, especially a big one like this. We kind of go the extra mile for, so there'll be some kind of media, I guess, on the big screens. We'll have some of that to kind of mimic a Manitowoc Minute Live. And then, of course, a lot of music with my very good buddy, Adam Greuel.
Yeah, I just recently listened to Tent Show Radio, which was you two up there up north and near Bayfield. What is your guys' connection? How did that happen? When did you guys fall in love?
Well, Adam, you want to take it from there?
Well, in love's pushing it, but no, I think years ago, I had heard that Charlie was into like bluegrass and some jam music and stuff, and I think I reached out to him to see if he wanted to, come over to the Horseshoes New Year's Eve show at the Pabst Theater in Milwaukee, and it didn't work out. But coincidentally, not long later, Charlie was passing through like south of Minneapolis, which was right by where we were recording an album. And so Charlie popped into the recording studio and got to kind of get to know each other there a little bit, but then ended up bumping into each other in Nashville. We were down there at the same time and, just got beers and messed around in Nashville. And by the end of the night, we had written our first tune together that ended up being the Old Wisconsin Jubilee. And we got it in our heads that we were going to immediately go into the recording studio and cut it. And that was a great, midnight idea that we were going to go right in the morning and record it. And I'll be damned, we woke up that morning and it seemed like less good of an idea. But we did follow through, and we cut the song, and thus begun our time together, just writing music, and we sure have a good time with it.
So it's a beautiful storybook story right there, with beer being the main word in that story.
Adam, I know just from your shows, from Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, plus just talking to you, also listening to you, you're pretty funny yourself. So, I mean, who is it? Always the comedian wants to be the rock star, or the rock star wants to be the comedian? Is this something that you're kind of playing with a little bit?
I mean, we joke about it all the time that, basically I'm out there trying to learn comedy and Charlie's out there trying to learn how to be a musician. And honestly, that's been really damn fun. I've always really enjoyed comedy stuff and acting and improv and things of that nature. And so now to get to be out there on the road with somebody like Chuck, who's one of the best in the biz at that stuff, it's really a trip. And then, likewise, we're trying to work on songwriting together, which is just a whole new endeavor to do kind of a comedy songwriting type album,
Is there new music coming down the line for that? The album kind of harkens back to, the Cheech and Chong records of yesteryear. I'm just kind of wondering if it's going to be a multi discography for you guys.
Yeah, we got a new album coming out at some point. Not exactly sure when, but we got a bunch of songs already written for it, and we're not sure when it's going to come out, but hopefully soon, Yeah, I'm having fun writing this one. I feel like we learned a lot on the last one, and we had a lot of fun with that, but I feel like this one's going to really, it's going to be our rubber soul. So there you go.
Charlie has 2 shows at the center, basically sold out. But Adam, you're also doing an after party at the Popcorn, Adam Greuel and the
couldn't help it.
Space burritos.
I couldn't help it. The Popcorn, when I was a young boy, my brother was going to school at UWL. And I want to say it was graduation weekend for him or something. So I was maybe 16. And Wisconsin has this bizarre rule where, you can somehow be in a bar legally if you're under 18 with your parents. And in fact, I'll never forget, because when they asked if I could enter, the parents asked this to the bar. The Popcorn said, "Oh, of course he can come in. He can even drink if he's with you guys." And so I'll never forget that, going to the Popcorn and, being able, my parents, of course, watched me like a hawk. I think they gave me a Miller Lite, or whatever it was. But then I snuck, in the back and did some shots with some college girls, if I remember right. But anyhow, there's plenty of good memories there at the Popcorn. So I thought, well, we're already going to be there. We're already going to do 2 shows. Why don't I just do a third at 10:30 at night and just keep the party rolling until 1 a.m. And the Space Burritos are a country rock improvisational vibe, really, really, really talented players. I don't know. We just have a ton of fun on stage, and it's going to be cool to do that. And I think the Popcorn's newly renovated too. So hopefully it didn't lose its old, dive bar vibe.
Yeah, it's all cleaned up a little bit, but the graffiti is all over the walls again, so it should be good.
Oh, thank God.
Before we go, one last thing. What's that?
It needs its gnar.
Oh, yeah. So before we wrap up here, I just got to say, this recent skit, Charlie, that you did called the POV oil change with Dad.
Oh, yeah.
How do you come up with these? Because me as a, I'm early 40s. That hit me on so many levels in terms of, laughing my ass off. but also just the phrase, over and over again, "Do you love me, Dad?" And you just, and you just say, "Ask your mother." I mean, it really hits, I think, that 40-year-old age man in Wisconsin where it's like, I tell my kids I love them more in an hour than my dad has my whole life. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, well, it's one of those fun things that comes from, obviously doing work around the house with my dad growing up, or it's that tough Midwestern love. And, it's the same thing when you have the watch out for deer thing. It's like you say I love you kind of in different ways in the Midwest, even if you don't just say I love you. And that kind of comes, from that older generation.
Yeah, that was a killer. So anyways, Crosse Center, popcorn this weekend. Do we need to do the socials, or it's basically just Google your name? I mean, you guys got both of you at, Adam's in about 9 different bands. Just go online and just Google your names and they'll find you. What's the best avenue? Websites?
Yeah, I think at Charlie Berens is the handles on everything. There's a lot more weird dad videos on there, you can find out. And actually on that video, you can also learn how to do an oil change. So you got that. And Adam, it's at Adam Greuel, I think, around the horn, right, Adam?
Yeah, you could go to www.adamgreuel.com, but you'll find a website for a Canadian hockey player. So, you won't achieve what you intend. I heard he's good, though. I need to get a website here at some point. But you can keep up with Horseshoes at hhdmusic.com. And then there's the Facebook, and then there's the Instagram, which is at Adam Greuel. And Greuel is spelled kind of funny. But, you'll find it somewhere out there.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Also, one more thing. Trapper Shoop said to say hello. Apparently you were on his Bob Dylan on Wisconsin video, Charlie.
Yeah, tell Trapper I says hi.
La Crosse Local Podcast is a production of River Travel Media. Do you have an interview idea you'd like to share with us? Message us on Facebook at La Crosse Local. Find out more about us at lacrosselocal.com, and you can subscribe to the La Crosse Local Podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you like us, rate us 5 stars. We appreciate it.